Hi there. This time you can see that it's a pleasant morning today, and we have brought you to the village of Loutolim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very important village of Goa. This is the village of one of the greatest sons of Goa, Mario Miranda. You know, he's not only known here in Goa, but he's applauded all over the world, and he was famous for his cartoons and for his caricatures. Also, this So finally, ladies and gentlemen, I have now come to this beautiful place called as Ancestral Goa or Bigfoot. Carry this with you because it's rainy season. You don't know when you'll require this. And you won't believe I am welcomed with a brass band. Goa is known for music. So we now know that we have reached to Bigfoot. So what you have to do is come over here and get a ticket for yourself. It is just priced 50 rupees, but I can tell you that the experience that you will be getting is amazing, amazing. You will see what Goa and Goans were doing quite some time back. So let's not waste time, let's go and meet the boss, let's see where he is, and the whole place is open for surprises. Come. And before we meet the big boss, let us say hi to our good friend, Mr. Bernard. Hi Bernard Bab, kosa ha? Very good. Just like we have a traditional welcome, here too we get a traditional welcome. So let's see what they do. So here I come for my welcome. I am now welcomed into Bigfoot. Let's go and find out where the boss is. Thank you, young lady. And let's go and meet the boss. I think I can see him sitting down over there. Let's go there and see him. I can see the boss sitting down over there. Let's go and say hi to him. This is a likeness, a statutory likeness. Let us call out to him. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Goan, Gorastali, where there were big houses. We would go there. There were no bells, there were knockers. But we would say, "Oh Garan," that means, is there anybody at home? And then when the person came, we would say, "Batkara kosasa." So now what we will do is we will say, "Oh Garan," and we will say Batkara, and let us hope that the owner comes over here. "Oh Garan, Batkara." Hare, how are you, Mahendra Bab?
Good, good, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is Mr. Mahendra Alvarez, a man of many facets and on the Limca Book of Records too. Why? Let's find out from him. Mahendra Bab, we heard that you are on the Limca Book of Records. Why so?
Because Goa was sold earlier for the beach, church and the temple, and we wanted something else to show people that we have a lot of art in us. That's why I created a statue, the longest in India, on the laterite stone, that of Sant Mirabai.
Wait. Much better. Let us follow him to that place and see what got him into the Limca Book of Records. Should we?
Yes.
Come. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have now accompanied Mahendra Bab Alvarez to the place which has got him into the Limca Book of Records. Let's go and see that. We have come to see the longest, the biggest laterite sculpture created by Mahendra Alvarez. Doya mukharasa, इतले बरें दिसता, तुम्ही येवंकूच जाय हांगा. पूण हाज्या बद्दल let us find out from Mahendra Bab.
Here what you can see is the statue of Sant Mirabai, which is carved on a single laterite stone. It is 14 meters by 5 meters and it was done in 30 days. Now if you look at the sculpture, the whole face is depicting Buddha's face, which is from the Gandhara school of art. Now it has a mix of the east as well as the west. Art which is shown here is a mixture. Secondly, you have these anklets on the hands and you have the Ektara which has the sun as well as the lotus, showing the energy and what comes out of mud is the lotus. The big halo behind showing the how someone the spiritual way it is portrayed.
What are the instruments that it?
Well, 25 years back, those things were not known to Goa, except simple chisel and the hammer. So with those things, I worked for 30 days.
So you used only the hammer, the chisel and the pickaxe.
Yeah.
You now know what this biggest sculpture, laterite sculpture looks like. Come to Bigfoot. This is one of the areas where you can experience nature and our lifestyle together. But now let's take a journey with his daughter Karishma, who is going to show us around and tell us more about the Bigfoot. Who is this?
Now earlier, the landlords had a lot of property. What they needed someone to look after them. So here is our caretaker who welcomes you to Ancestral Goa. We had one whom we called him Anantadimo.
Okay.
So we have in his memory.
In his memory you have done that. So I think now we will have to part your company. Karishma is going to take over. Very nice. Let's meet Karishma. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady, his daughter, helps him for promotion of this entire thing. And here we are. This is Karishma. Karishma, welcome.
Thank you.
Now that we have met Karishma, let us say a big thank you and bye-bye to Mahendra Bab. Thank you, Mahendra Bab.
We'll start here with the creator of Goa. This is Lord Parshuram, an avatar of Lord Vishnu. He is said to have stood in the Sayadri mountains and shot an arrow into the Arabian Sea. The water receded and the land that was reclaimed was given the name Goa. So he is supposed to be the creator of Goa.
Okay.
And now let's visit Ancestral Goa. If you stand at this point, you notice that the museum is divided into 3 levels. So you have the first level here, the second and the third. This level describes the seashore, the coast of Goa. The second is a hinterland.
Okay.
And the third level, you have the lifestyle and the living of the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here you have a local fisherman who is wearing a condor, which is a rain covering, but it also protected the wearer from the sun. This side you have the salt pans.
Okay.
Here you have two different fishermen of different religions. So this kind of shows the community feeling that you have in Goa, and the communal harmony, yeah, exists.
Okay.
It still exists to a certain extent. These are the coconut huskers.
Okay.
So they used to husk about 800 to 1,000 coconuts per day.
800 to 1,000
Per day.
Okay.
And this instrument that they're using, it's a spear-shaped instrument called a kubdo.
Kubdo.
This machine here is a rope weaving machine.
Okay.
So the coir is gathered and placed on these hooks, and then the hooks are turned, which is why you get this coiled pattern. This is the fisherwoman, and these are the traveling salesmen, the first few traveling salesmen.
The ones
in
that
Goa.
we see in the homes.
Yes. This is a fisherman's hut, and these huts were mostly on the seashore itself, on the beach. Yeah. And they were made with everything that was found only at the beach. So you had the roof, the coconut, which was used as rafters, as pillars, and the leaves were used for the roofing, correct. And the floor was covered with seashells.
Seashells.
Yeah, that is to waterproof the floor. And then you have the fish trap, which is the kood, which is hanging there.
Okay.
And this is the picture of Saint Anthony, who is the patron saint of the fisher folk.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we'll move on to the second level.
Okay. This is the hinterland.
Yeah, which is the hillier regions and the occupations that used to happen in the interiors of the land.
Okay.
So this is the first. It is the house of Joan, who was a farmer. The house mostly used to be one-room establishments, and these were made with packed mud walls, and the floor was polished with cow dung. Within that one room, they used to cook, they used to sleep, they used to live. In the balcony, you can see his wife Catherine, who's wearing a kunbi kapod, the traditional kunbi kapod. Over here is the gumot, which is the traditional Goan instrument, a clay pot which is covered with the lizard skin.
Okay.
There's the reindeer. That's the man responsible for the coconut feni.
Okay, he is the one who brings down the toddy.
Inflorescence,
Okay.
the toddy. And here there's a display of the different medicinal values of feni.
Of feni.
Yeah.
So normally we would say that feni is not about only drinking as an alcohol, it's medicine.
It's medicinal.
It's medicinal.
So this is a cow shed, and all that's displayed in the cupboards and on the back, they are farming implements. And if you notice, there's a tortoise shell there.
Yes.
Now that tortoise shell is supposed to be kept in these cow sheds to bring a calming effect on the animals.
Okay.
In the cupboard over here, you'll notice also there are different beedies
Okay.
made tobacco rolled in jackfruit leaves.
Okay.
Here, this is a cordago.
Cordago.
Yeah, which is a pot which is covered with cow dung, which acted as an insulator. This was basically the older brother of the thermos flask.
Okay. But what did they carry in that?
Kanji.
Kanji.
That is the pez.
When they went to work in the field.
Fields, correct.
Okay.
And now here you have a model distillery of what a cashew feni distillery would look like. As you know, the cashew is among the only fruits, I think it's the only fruit that has the seed on the outside of the fruit as opposed to on the inside. And here, this man standing in this pit, he's squashing them with his feet, much like you would grapes as well. The juice is collected in this big pot, and then it's left for fermentation for about 3 to 4 days. The fermented juice is put in that big pot behind, and there's a fire that's lit on that side. That juice boils, the vapors go into the small pot. The man sitting behind the small pot continuously pours cold water on it, liquefying the vapor, which gives you the first distill of cashew feni, which is called urrak. Then 50% of urrak and 50% of the fermented juice redistilled gives you feni.
Okay, so this is that feni.
Yes. So here you have a very fantastic photo opportunity. You can feel like a Goan lord by sitting inside the mashila. So here you have a village cross where these mostly were placed in memory of someone who had passed away in that area or locality. And here you have some boys playing a traditional Goan game called Biani, which is played with cashew nuts. This of course is the famous village spring, which is named after the spring in Panjim called the Boka de Vaka.
That Boka the Wak means mouth of a cow.
Yes.
Water falling out of the mouth of a cow. Yes.
And there you have the boys celebrating the festival of Sanjeev.
Okay.
So you have them wearing their colorful kopels with the flowers.
Here in Bigfoot, I liked something that was very nice. It has shown the 5 different stages of a girl child. Ladies and gentlemen, when she is young, she is frolicking in the village, she is enjoying her life, she is helping her mother. And then when she grows up, she has to take the chores like washing the clothes, helping the people. Then if she gets married, you can see on top there is water falling out from the mouth of a cow, what we call as Boka the Wak, and then she starts rearing to her family. And then, ladies and gentlemen, one more figure on top shows that she has her child. She becomes a mother. And after that, the elderly stage which is there is also shown right on top over here. You must come and see this part of Bigfoot.
Right, so here you have a potter's family at work. The whole process of making the pots is displayed here, right from the separation of the stones from the clay to the shaping to any final flourishes and designs to the firing. So you have a little kiln in the corner, and then this lady would take the pots out to sell them. And if you notice that both the ladies are very differently dressed. There is a lady who's inside the house who doesn't have to really be excessively decent.
What pot is that?
The one with the cockerel.
Yes.
So that's the gurgureta, which is the water pot.
Okay.
And the water kept inside that is always cool no matter the time of the day. Whether it is
It's typical to Goa.
very typical.
Very typical.
Here you have a carpenter. You'll notice that most of his art had a lot of influence from the West and from India. Now we're going to cross over on to the next level. You have the dangar. Now these are not typically Goan. They used to live in the hills, but they had a very symbiotic relationship with the Konkani peasants. So they used to come down between the cultivation seasons, since Goa has 2 cultivation seasons. They used to come down between that and allow their animals to graze in the field.
Okay.
So these animals would remove the stubble and fertilize the field, getting it ready for the next cultivation period. Now we're approaching the final level of the museum, and we'll start with the comunidad, or the community, where people of different religions, of different castes would live and exist together in harmony. So you have the landlady who's going for a walk with her little servant boy. Then you have the badkar in his balcony smoking a pipe. And of course you have the lady in her ol. Now this was worn by ladies of a certain age or by widows. Which was worn on, it was a garment that was worn on top of the sari.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically what is portrayed here is communal harmony.
Yes. This actually is my favorite exhibit in the whole of the museum, the bangle cellar.
Okay.
So it really surprises me to know that bangles also play a very important role in the stages of a woman's life, let's put it that way. Different colored bangles explain the different part of her life that she's in. So young girls will wear black and white bangles to ward off the evil eye. Then girls who are just about to get married will wear a colorful set of bangles at a ceremony that is just before the wedding, which is called a tsudo.
And I think, ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that I must tell you, very, very important. This Bengal seller was the only fellow who was allowed to hold the hands of all the women in the village. Am I right?
Very true. Right, so speaking of village feasts, here we have a spread of the sights that you see at a typical village feast. So you have the gram seller and the sweet meat vendor. So you have some fresh hot cardio bodio and laddus for sale. On this side you have the cobbler.
Who would make shoes,
customized shoes. Now this is the village teen tour or the marketplace. We like to say 6 pillars, meaning 6 working days and 1 day of rest. Over here you'd have people of different vendors selling their wares. So you have fish, you have vegetables, fruits, and this is a dumtikar or the tobacco seller.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
in Loutolim, we have a market which is similar like this.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the dorne, which used to serve as milestones. And also people would take advantage of this. Travelers, especially carrying heavy loads and traveling, would take advantage of this as a resting space.
Okay.
So they'd step between the dorne, place their load and then go take a rest, come back, step between them, collect their load and go on.
Then go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we have a tableau depicting the different temple festival dances that take place, and you mostly get to see them during the Shigmo parade.
Okay.
So you have the Dalo, the Fugdi, the Zagor, the lamp dance, Morulo, Dangar dance. So here you have a Hindu family celebrating the festival of Lord Ganesha. In front of the house you have the dish being taken out of the little boy. That is
Evil
the
eye.
removal. Yes, the removal of the evil eye. And in her little tray there is chilies and leaves and salt. So here we have a very important person in the village. He's the barber, and besides cutting the hair of all the young gents in the village, he would go sit under different trees and like trim their hair. And he was also a very good matchmaker.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Then you have the Szkola de Muzyka, which is the music school. Here you have the house of Donna Maria. Donna is the title given to a lady and Maria is her name.
Would it be like a miss or a missus?
Mrs. mostly,
Okay.
yes. So the house is again separated into 2 parts. The kitchen is separate from the living area. These houses now, adding to their grandeur, you have these sloping roofs crowned with this cockerel and like lots of stairs leading up to the house and the big grand balcony. So pillars and things like that, these are all Indo-Portuguese fusion, and these mansions are what Goa is known for. So now if you're feeling thirsty, we'll go refresh ourselves at the tavern.
Ah, the most important part of the Goan social life.
Yes. So what would you prefer, limbu pani or brindao?
I am at a tavern counter. Cheers.
So here we have 2 men playing the game of tabla, which is very similar to Ludo. So the loser would buy the winner a drink. That was the deal.
That's why it is played next to the tavern.
Yes. And here you have a soda bottle machine.
Okay.
So there's an outlet for gas on one side, and these bottles had a marble that was lodged into the bottles. So with the turns, the gas would fill inside the bottle and the marble would go up and get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what we call as the guddi soda. And if you remember, when you wanted to have a soda, you have to press the top and then it would make a sound. That's what sodas were earlier.
So this sculpture is named Sangam. The most obvious thing I'll leave for last. But first we'll talk about how it's different religions depicted in one face. So you have the face of the Buddha, which also is similar to that of Mahavir. You have the crown of thorns of Jesus Christ, the hair of Shiva. You've got the Ganga flowing out of it, the moon, which also symbolizes Islam. So you have different religions that have been depicted into one face. But if you also noticed, as you approach the statue, it starts. So now we're coming to this place called the Legend of the Bigfoot, and this is the place which the whole museum was built around, and
Okay.
the identity of Bigfoot came from here.
Okay, so basically the story is that there was a man, a very rich man,
Yes.
who was very happy in giving out his help and assistance,
Yes.
and somebody took advantage of him.
Yes.
You know, even when his wife died, they died a pauper, and that even after he was a pauper, he always gave whatever the thing that he had, and God was very happy with him, and he asked him for a boon, where he asked that I would like to do penance by standing on a rock.
Yeah.
And to test him, God made the rock very hot. He still continued his penance, and later on he was given entry into the heaven.
Yeah.
And he left the imprint of the
Footprint behind.
here.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Time to say goodbye to Karishma. Thank you, Karishma.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
See you.
Yeah, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have got an experience, a wonderful experience of what the Goan lifestyle was during the beautiful earlier times. Ladies and gentlemen, very rarely do we have a museum where you can walk around amidst beautiful lush green nature and also enjoy, get educated about the lifestyle of a land. Bigfoot has got a legend. You have seen it, you can see it behind me, and I'm sure that you will tell your friends wherever they are about this particular museum. In case you have anything to tell us, please write to us on the email that you see over here, and we will definitely try to get the things whatever you want to see. Our Goan culture is amazing and rich. But as of now, we have come to the end of this episode, and this is me signing off.